what never fails to inspire you? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Photography After Hours. We are here. We'd like to introduce everyone. We usually forget that. I usually forget that. So we have Sprague.
Hi, everybody.
Susie, Nick, and Scott.
You got it right.
Well, because I usually go this way, and I'm usually sitting there.
Scott is currently enjoying a triple float of what?
Yeah.
Blue Moon.
A mix of beers.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So we're sponsored by PAC, who is the Photographers Adventure Club, and you can find more out on photoadvclub.com. And today we're going to be speaking about what never fails to inspire us as photographers. So there's all this stuff that you see. You see movies, you see TV, you see other photographers out there, and you really want to look at these different big budget kind of things and see what is actually inspiring us to maybe subconsciously or consciously take better photos. So what do you guys think? What inspires you out there? What's something that you look forward to or you use as a source of inspiration?
Movies. Big time movies. Yeah, movies are always the biggest inspiration for me.
Can you watch a movie at all without going, wait, the light's
No.
over there and this is that or that's wrong or
No, I'm always dissecting the movies. I mean, I don't know. There's some movies in particular that just have phenomenal lighting. And
Jurassic Park and dinosaurs.
yeah, that's actually not bad.
It looked real.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
suspend your disbelief. You're just like, this could happen.
Objects
after
in mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look. I mean, if you're gonna find something that is about the top notch, is about the best of the best that it can possibly be, these big budget movies, they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars just to get their lighting right.
Yeah.
And so if you can use their research and what they've done and try to emulate it or copy it or pick it apart and figure out how it's done,
Yep.
then you've just saved yourself millions of dollars.
Yeah. And it's always good to save millions. So.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very handy. Sometimes I get in a little bit of a lull in my, inspiration. Like I really don't feel like picking up my camera all the time, that kind of thing. And sometimes it can be work or life or whatever. And I'm not inspired, but it's usually fixed by a road trip. So if I drive somewhere, I go, and I get to go somewhere that's
Cactus.
right.
It's
So
an
usually
Arizona thing.
Landscapes, it's landscapes, that kind of thing, or it could be a music festival or anything like that. But a road trip, getting out on the road, just going someplace new, and I can't help but want to take hundreds of pictures.
Yeah.
And then I come back and I have all these ideas and things like that, but I can definitely see a huge difference between before I go on the road trip and really how excited I am about what I'm going to do next with my photography, and then after the trip I feel recharged, re-energized, and so that's a big thing for me.
Definitely. I agree. Then you get overwhelmed and you get uninspired again. Cause I took like 3,000 pictures.
Yeah.
It's like a cyclical kind of thing. Like I took lots of pictures and I was really inspired. Then I got home and I have 3,000 and
Yeah, I know.
it's been like in 5 years.
Like I'm out of gas.
When it's been 3 hours and the pictures aren't downloaded yet, you go, what have I done?
What have I created?
Yeah, thanks for clicking on everything. Just lots of fun. Yeah, I'm sort of the same way. I like going to seminars and lighting seminars and travel seminars, because I think it inspires me to learn how to do things differently, because like everybody else I get stuck in a rut. I'm kind of to the point where I've gone as far as I can go with what I know, and I don't have anything new to bring to it. So sometimes just breaking it up and going and learning something new from somebody new, then I can come home and try something. The other thing that I kind of like is just getting new software, learning new things in Photoshop, because a lot of times, you'll have a picture that you really don't know what you're going to do with them. Everybody does this. They have thousands, tens of thousands of photos that they archive. They don't know what to do with them. And years later, you suddenly say, by golly, I know how to fix this thing now. And so you can come in and there it is. And a lot of it is just because something has gotten to be state-of-the-art in Photoshop or in a plug-in that just really makes that picture sing, and you can actually do something with it. And when that happens, that's really exciting. And then you end up spending the whole night just going through a whole bunch of pictures, and you don't get any sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. One of the things I like to do is not so much the workshops, but we go to the seminars, they're just presentations from Nat Geo when they come to town here, and it's great because they're not even talking about photography, but they have so much video and photography that goes into it that it kind of humbles you. You're like, wow, they have like this whole crew that follows them around sometimes, and then sometimes it's just them in a tree waiting for like these. We went to the bird one, and it was like they just were like in tree houses, basically tethered up there for days and taking photos, and it's like, wow, they're really dedicated to what they're doing, that project, and they're really well produced too, so you can see all the behind the scenes of how they got that shot that made the cover of Nat Geo and stuff. So they're pretty cool.
National Geographic's a good one.
Yeah,
I like Departures magazine.
Yeah,
it's I don't even know why I get this magazine, but for some reason I get this magazine, and just the ads in there are just, they're really creative.
They're like Playboy, just read it for the ads.
No, well, yeah, you read for the ads, but it's somewhat of a travel magazine, obviously, but it's geared more towards the high-end traveler. So you've got all these ads from, every top-notch designer, out there, and their ad campaigns are just really creative, and it's something that I make a monthly ritual to look through that magazine at least.
Yeah, fashion magazines are good if you shoot people and stuff, and you could actually, I know one of the other studio owners that we used to do events at used to talk about that, about how you can just look at the catch lights and know exactly what the lighting setup was, and there was this over here and there was that over there, and you'd like zoom in and look at the eyes and you could see everything and tell
it
everything.
Can make you want to try something new.
Yeah.
So just inspect the detail. Look closely at that wine bottle and then maybe light a person.
Oh yeah,
that
like
way.
Larry with the wine bottles and stuff. When he came in and did the product photography thing, he put all these pictures up and he's like, yeah, these look good, right? And they were like, pictures that I don't know anything about product photography, and he's like, nope, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is why. You can see the photographer in this one, you can see the softbox in that one, you can see this, and we're going to do it better today, and show you how to really do it. And he goes, these were all ads that were like bought and paid for. And we went to Subway after my class on Saturday, and same thing, there was a thing there. I'm like, oh look, you can see the softbox here on Subway, this big. It was a huge thing, and I'm like, and they bought that picture. They don't know any better.
They have ads. There's side note here, but they have websites and stuff where you can see where, I think it's Photoshop fails or something like that, where they'll have ads and there's like an extra hand on somebody's waist,
and
like it's not attached to a person or stuff like that. You're like, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this person's torso is entirely missing. You just, how do you miss that in editing?
Yep, I've seen those. So other things that inspire you guys. What else?
New equipment. So a new lens or, some new gadget. I like gadgets. Just, nothing. I don't have a lot of lighting equipment and things like that, but a new speed light or
Pro Photos.
Yeah, that's it. Pro Photos, B1s, right? So something like that makes me want to get out there and shoot a little bit more, or shoot something differently.
A new little tiny lightweight camera.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I just upgraded, and you find yourself being able to do things that you would otherwise be like, nah, that's too much of a pain in the ass to set up.
I got a little lens reversing adapter. And it wasn't spendy at all, but it lets me turn my 50 millimeter lens into a little macro lens. And it's manual, I'm like focusing like this. But I have the most brilliantly sharp photo of the D key on my keyboard that's like, it's just fun to play with. And it makes me want to really get in close and look at things in a different way. you know, it didn't cost me much to just kind of
play
throw
with
in
something
another-
new and
Yeah.
try and experiment and just do something that you couldn't do previous to
Yeah.
Yeah.
having that gear or that toy.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I bought a tilt shift lens. You know, really had no clear concept of what I wanted to do with it, other than I wanted to kind of try and see what would happen when you eliminate the keystone effect on, you know, shooting buildings and the like. And that thing was just, and still is, just great fun to use. I mean, it's all manual. You have to focus it manually, and you have to do your exposure manually before you tilt it and shift it to get the picture you want. But you get out and you start playing with that, and you get pictures that you're never, you know, going to get before. I mean, I was.
Yeah. I know
You
people who
crack
use
me
that
up though,
as a,
because I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He says, he's like, well, I was just curious to see what it would look like if it was like this. So I bought a tilt shift lens. They're like $2,800.
No, they're not.
A lot of money.
Only $27.50. You know.
No, I know people who
no,
use that as a
I-
portrait lens.
I actually got it on. It was significantly.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah. You
It
know,
just cracks me up the way you said that. I'm like, well, I kind of thought, what
Yeah.
would this look like?
Yeah.
So I bought a tilt shift lens.
Yeah, well, let's face it. All those lenses are expensive. I mean,
They are
none
now.
of them are any bargains. You know.
They are.
That's
Yeah.
in the last like
I mean,
3 years.
you know,
They
Canon
weren't
just
that much before.
Came out with a 14 millimeter. I guess it's a 2.8, and it's $4,000.
Yeah.
And you know that
Yeah.
makes that tilt shift lens look like a
This
toy.
is looking better and
Yeah.
better every day.
Yeah.
You've got to
so-
be dedicated if you're going to get
Yeah,
your
you
money's
You could
worth
go
out
back
of
to
that
that.
lens.
You could have got into photography for like $50, and
Yeah.
you know you're done.
But you know, I was out on a trip, and it was midnight, and I just grabbed the thing, and I was in Oklahoma City, and I went down to the Oklahoma City Memorial, and it was raining, and it just dark and creepy, and the only people that were there were me and the security guard, and I just got the coolest pictures of that thing because it just shot so wide and so straight up and down, and it was just kind of ghostly, and I could put it on a tripod
Yeah.
and do bracketed exposures, and the pictures were cool. It was fun.
So inspiration comes from lots of different areas, as you see. We had Joey Carmen coming from California, and that was his answer was cinema. That he's from cinema. He's like, they have these huge budgets, and they can really do stuff that you can't do, but then you can go and duplicate it pretty easily. By taking their concepts and implementing them. Magazines, seminars, workshops, different things like that. Other photographers, new gear. So I think that gives some people a little bit of food for thought for what they can start to look for, and go get a magazine, go to the where's that place with the books? Library. And check it.
They have
Even
libraries
other
now,
forms
or-
of art, though. Go to
Yeah.
the museum.
Mhm.
Look at other forms of art, sculptures, paintings.
All
that
the
kind of
same
stuff.
rules apply.
Sure.
All the same rules apply for paintings. You look at rule of thirds. You look at the different lighting patterns we teach. This is stuff that goes back to forever. So
Yeah, you want to learn Rembrandt lighting?
go look
Go
at
look at Rembrandt.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so there's lots of places to gain inspiration, lots of places to learn different things. Look outside your usual just, photography seminar or workshop, because they're going to teach you what they want to teach you. Look into other areas that may help you and help you get better and help you think a little bit outside the box, as you're kind of seeing here. So any last thoughts?
Well, on that note, if you're a people photographer, go take a landscape workshop. If you're a landscape photographer, go to a street photography, photo walk or something outside of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Shake
To
it
just
up.
to just think, because again, I had never shot models or anything before, and then I had a model in. I was facilitating the shoot, and she's like, "Oh, someone didn't show up. Do you want to shoot?" I'm like, "No, I don't really do that." And a couple of years later now, it's like I like it because we own a studio here. It's like because I can move the lights around. I control the sun now. I don't have to just sit there and wait for the sun to come up and hit the barn behind us, and wait and wait and wait. Oh, it didn't happen. It was cloudy. I can be like, boom, light on. Oh, I don't like it that way. Move it this way, so I can really create the shot. So yeah, get outside your little box that you created that you're comfy in, and try something different. It's digital. You can erase it if it sucks.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
that's exactly right.
So cool. Well, check out the comments down below. Leave some comments, and please share this and subscribe. And we are Photography After Hours. So we'll see you guys real soon. Get some
Cheers.
inspiration out there and get people closer to you. Oh my God.
One of these days, you're going to spill all that. Right?